Yo, what's up, guys? Today, I'm just going to give you a simple guide on how to make your first $10,000 in profit selling through Amazon FBA. Because there are tried and true things that all successful sellers on Amazon eventually learn how to do and find. And the reality is, your first $10,000 isn't just some magical thing where you find one product that no one's ever heard of and it just explodes. It's really about stacking small wins over time. I drew 1K here just to show you, if you can figure out how to make your first 1,000 in profit, you really only need to do that 9 more times to make 10K. And I know that sounds easier than it actually is, but to be honest, it's really about adapting. Once you make your first 1K, you're going to learn so much, and you can apply that to your second K. And then after that, it's just about stacking. Again, you're not going to sell the same exact products as you did on your first 1K, but the key is you learned how to find products. You learn how to find winning, successful products and how to make your first 1K. It's really about that. It's really about building your routine and process. So it's not easy, but it's also not complicated. It's really just about building that routine and taking the necessary steps you need to sell things on Amazon, because the majority of products on Amazon are just sold by regular people like you and me. These aren't like gigantic warehouses and gigantic mega companies selling these products on Amazon. So if they can do it, so can you. That's the mindset you need to have. And guys, real quickly, let me just say, if you've ever done FBA, you know the hardest part about all of this is sourcing and finding profitable products. I have a Patreon where I post profitable products for you to just click and buy. I list the most popular brands and the brands that you are actually selling right now. I also create a full beginner's course for sellers like you who want to get one step ahead of the competition. It basically covers everything I've learned over the years to help speed up your learning curve. At the end of the day, investing in yourself is one of the safest bets you can make. If you're interested in either of those, be sure to check out the links in the description. Back to the video. And before we begin, I do just want to say, I'm assuming you at least know what FBA is if you are clicking on this video. But if you don't and you don't have an Amazon account, my next video will be a full free beginner's guide. But for now, just take notes and be prepared for my next video where I go over the basics of what you need. And it won't be some 1 to 6 hour video showing you the basics. You really don't need to watch that much to learn how to do this. It's not that hard. And if you don't know what Amazon FBA is and you were just curious by clicking on this video, essentially it is fulfillment by Amazon. That is what FBA stands for. Because most products sold on Amazon, like I mentioned earlier, are sold by regular people like you and me. That's what FBA is. You buy products and you send them in to Amazon. And online arbitrage, I think, is the easiest way to get into this, where you're essentially buying products online from other companies, tried and true brands, and sending them into Amazon. And they sell on there. That is like how Amazon ships most of their products. And to do this, you only need 3 things to have a successful Amazon store. You need some sort of PC/laptop with a USB port for your printer. If it doesn't have that, they even have wireless printers now. But you really just need a browser. I prefer using a PC/laptop for that when it comes to managing my store and printing labels and doing all that sort of stuff. It's very fast, but you really just need a simple, connection to a browser through this. And then you only need your phone and a printer to print labels. That's it. Because you're essentially just taking the labels off the boxes that are sent to you and sending them into Amazon. It's a very fast process, which is why I love this so much. I did put an optional thing here, Seller Amp Central. This is SAS. You will see most successful sellers use some form of this program. This shows you when products are profitable, and it just makes the whole process easier. It's like $20 a month. That's why I put it as optional, but it more than pays for itself over time. Seriously, the $20 a month, you're going to be making that in profit easily with just one product. So if you find 5 or 10 successful products, I mean, it just pays for itself over time. But this shows you if products are profitable. It gives you charts to show the history and the facts behind finding successful products. And it's just so easy to use. You just left click over a product and it pops up. So the first big step you need to do is find brands to sell on Amazon. Brands are gated on Amazon for the most part. The big popular brands are, which means you need to get ungated. Now, a lot of sellers who don't sell FBA will tell you that this is a harder process than it actually is. And I don't know why that is. I think it's just because they don't sell FBA and they don't understand the fundamentals of it. But this is not that hard of a process. So you just submit an orders detail or invoice essentially to Amazon, meeting all the requirements, which is matching your name and address and payment information to what's on your Amazon account. And then you just meet the quantity that's required. Like it could be 10, 20, 50, 100, depending on what that is. And then that's how you get approved for brands. Beginners should stick to 10 quantity just because you want to make small orders so you're not risking that much, and you want to order from places that have free returns. That way there's no risk if you do get denied. Your brands are the foundation of your store. And in order to build that, I really recommend getting 3 to 5 brands. You really only need 3 to 5 brands to hit 10,000 profit on Amazon. That's how much I had, where I had product consistently selling. It was around 3 to 5, if I remember correctly. You want your foundation to be like 2 brands that you can find a wide variety of products for, not just a few or a handful, like maybe 10 plus, where you're finding a ton of products consistently for these 2 brands. You want a reliable foundation because you want that if you're going to build a good routine. You want something that's consistent that you can keep doing over and over. Hasbro is obviously one of the biggest toy manufacturers. Under Armour is a very popular clothing brand. They sell seasonal things. You know, people work out in the summer, the spring, so they're going to buy clothing for when it's hot, and they're going to buy hoodies and sweatpants, joggers, shoes, things like that during the winter. So that's why I like clothing, is because you can really time and take advantage of the seasons. And then you want 3 experimental brands. These are brands you want to either find one that you can sell occasionally, and maybe you can find a few products a month for, but profit's profit. So you're going to take that and not leave it on the table. But also, these are experimental brands because maybe you can add to your foundation, because the really big stores, their foundation is a lot of brands. It's not just a few that they're building from. You want to find brands that sell 10 quantity, and you do this through 3 ways: reverse sourcing, just general brand research, and email deals. So reverse sourcing is when you go to other storefronts on Amazon, you look through their stores to just find products you can sell. I'll show you a little snippet from my course we could find items at. And again, we are just Googling, but like for instance, if you think you can find these for $20, then I think it's worth Googling. They come up for 20 right here immediately. So we'll just open this in a new tab. And again, I didn't think I might be able to find these for $10. Probably not. I'm not going to find the socks for 40 or for 4. Rather, I'm not going to find these shoes probably for 25 if I had to take a guess. This bag for 10. But to me, underwear for $20, that seems reasonable. So I'll open it up here. We have cashback. If you assume we get 2% right here, and then we have 5% with PayPal debit for clothing category, then that is a profitable product. And that's how easy it is. Again, I want to make sure I'm clear about this. This is not the easiest sourcing in the world, as far as like, it's not the easiest in the sense that this is like every product you click on is going to be profitable. What makes this easy is the fact that you're just clicking. Again, I just clicked Google. The first few results pop up. Maybe they're profitable. Maybe they're not profitable. You know, maybe we only find it for $42. I don't think this is the same listing, but still, maybe we don't find this product to be profitable immediately. The best part is you just click on another product. That's the best part about this, is that you're just scrolling. Google, go back, Google, go back, Google. Like, you're just kind of going through and seeing, like, if you find an item you think you can get at a certain cost, then I think it's worth looking into. But SellerAmp Central makes this process so easy because you literally just click a button or two. You open their storefront, you click on the Google button, and then you just exit out of it and move on to the next product. You waste like a couple of seconds and you can just go through their whole storefront. And why I like this so much is because it shows you what's winning. You can see what's winning and selling on Amazon through SellerAmp Central, through the sales ranks and how much it's moving and the offer counts. You can just see all of that. So you can see what's working. And if it's a gigantic store with a bunch of products, they're probably selling profitable products. They're not trying to take a loss on money. So you can find winning products easy that way. And it's just so fast. And then again, brand research. This is where you're going to research these brands. And first, you want to find a brand that only requires 10 quantity from Amazon for the ungate process. You want to get it from a place that has free returns, and you want to make sure it's actually moving on Amazon. That's why I like SAS, SellerAmp Central, because you can literally see what's moving. If the offer count's going down, that's because it's selling on Amazon. And lastly, the best method to find these brands, email deals. You should make a separate email where you sign up for every website that you think you might buy from for these brands that you're researching. Make a separate email, turn off notifications for it, and just sign up for all promotional emails and newsletters. The marketing teams on these companies will literally send you emails almost every single day with certain sales and deals. And this is where you find the profitable products. You want to buy products on sale so you're making that profit. You're not looking, so sign up for those emails and do the reverse sourcing, because you're not looking for the perfect product. You're looking for proof. Hard proof that this product's selling on Amazon before you buy it. And reverse sourcing lets you do that because you can see the products on their store. It's probably selling, it's probably profitable. And you can also see the actual facts and the details of the product. How many offers are on it? What was its sales rank recently? Is the price moving up? Is it moving down? You can view these trends and make guesses off of this. In my course, I do go over how to read these, more detailed, but it's mainly common sense. If the price is going down, you probably don't want to get in on it because it's probably going to continue to go down. But if it's going up, it's a good thing to make your bet on. And it's the same with offer counts. If the offer count's going up, it's kind of common sense, right? That means there's more competition. If it's going down, that means the product is selling. So yeah, take advantage of these three things. Now, next, you want to find your hidden gem, and you use that with the routine I just gave you. You want to build a legit routine for this. I honestly, if you're serious about this, I would say a half hour you could get away with every single day. But if you're serious about hitting that 10K and you really just want to get that side hustle going, I really recommend putting an hour a day into this. It's essentially, the more time you put in, the more money you can make out of this. I really recommend 1 hour a day. If you're really hardcore, you can do 2 to 3 hours a day. And the reality is, one good day, you might be good for the entire week. You might find like 5 products in one day and you just buy those and then you're done for the week. You wait till they come in and you can ship them out. So reverse sourcing, go to other storefronts, pull them up on SAS and look through their catalog. And when you're doing this, sign up for all of the sales. This will be the step 2 of the process. And then step 3, research. Find the profitable products through this. Click on all of these sales and research these products and brands. They're out there, guys. And then once you have a routine, it's just a matter of time. These results aren't magic, guys. It really is just building the process that leads to a successful store. That's what you're trying to do here. Is just build the same process that other sellers do. Other sellers might hide certain things and tell you that Amazon's not worth doing anymore, but the reality is there's plenty of successful sellers and they're successful because they built a routine and process that leads to the success they're having. Think of it like going to the gym. One good workout, it's like, okay, I mean, you're going to feel good in that moment, but you're not going to see noticeable results. It takes time to build muscle, right? This is the same thing. It takes time to build that foundation and that profit. But this is even better because one good day of sourcing, you could literally make a couple $100s in profit. You might even make $500 in profit just through one day. Obviously, that's not going to hit your bank account that day. You have to wait for the products to come in, send them to Amazon and sell, but still, that's profit. So just to recap, check your emails every single day after you sign up, source for 60 minutes minimum, I would say, and then create a day for shipping. This is the last step. Create a day out of the week or prepare for the day out of the week once your products come in where you can box and ship these out. It's so much easier just to do it all at once. I recommend doing it as soon as possible just so you don't leave profit on the table. And if you really don't want to leave that extra profit on the table, use the tools out there. This is the most common thing that I think beginner sellers miss. There's so many tools you can use to make money off of this, and most of them are free. Again, that SellerAmp Central, SAS I mentioned, that is a program you pay for, but there's so many free tools. Cashback is the first big one. There's so many cashback offers out there. I like Rakuten. I'll put that in the description down below. This essentially will give you like 10 to 20% back of your purchase. And sometimes it'll just be like 2%, maybe 5%. But this sort of thing adds up when you're making orders every single day. And then also take advantage of discounts and gift cards. Stores offer programs like Target. You can get a red card and save money. PayPal offers debit and credit cards where you literally get 5% back on all purchases for certain categories. And then you can also buy gift cards online. There's a ton of websites I go over in my courses and guides, and they're even available. Just Google the best gift card websites where you can buy gift cards in bulk and you get discounts. Like you might be able to get $100 worth of gift cards for only $90. Experienced sellers look at that price and then determine what the final cost will be after applying all of these. That's where the profit is. If it was as easy as just looking at the prices of items, everyone would be doing it and everyone would have success if they were selling on Amazon. This one, I really want to emphasize, volume is better than perfection when you're selling on Amazon. That means more listings, more attempts on finding brands and products, and more reps to build your routine. Again, guys, we're trying to build a routine here. This is a quote I like. It's better to make 10 good decisions than wait for one perfect one. And that's the reality of Amazon. Don't leave profit on the table. I'm going to say that multiple times here. If you see a product that's profitable, pull the trigger. You want to diversify your store so you're not relying on just a few listings, because the reality is those listings probably won't be profitable for long periods of time. So diversify your store and take advantage of the brands you have ungated. That's why I say build your foundation. Find 1 or 2 brands like I showed above with Hasbro and Under Armour that you can consistently find products for. They're doing sales. They're like gigantic brands globally like Under Armour and Hasbro. And just take advantage of that. If you're looking at a product and it might not be profitable 10 months out of the year, but maybe for 2 months, it's a very profitable product. Take advantage of that. Don't leave the profit on the table. Build a routine that helps you find products and brands. not just relying on one brand and a few products. That is where I see beginners make big mistakes on, is they'll find a brand and they'll just stick to that. And then once that brand kind of dries up, they didn't build a solid foundation and they're stuck. They don't know where to go next. That's why you always want to be implementing more brands and more products into your store and getting those reps in on how to find them. Because once you learn how to find 1 or 2, you're going to be able to find 3 or 5 and then 10. Now, the key to building a routine is reviewing it and then repeating it. You want to do it over and over again, but the biggest thing you want to make sure is you're reviewing it. Don't just keep doing the same thing over and over again. That's how you go insane. Track what you sold, what didn't sell, and what you would change going forward. Keep a little spreadsheet. There's a free template for a spreadsheet in my course, but it's really easy to build in Google Sheets or whatever you use. Track what sold, track your profits, and then also track what didn't sell, because what isn't profitable now might be in the future. Clothing is a perfect example of this and will help paint the full picture here. Companies will sell items and do big sales for things that aren't necessarily profitable on Amazon now, but will be in the future. They do this because of seasons and just the weather changing, like I mentioned earlier. For instance, in the spring, you're probably going to see hoodies and things like that that were bought earlier before winter go on sale because these companies are trying to get rid of the stock that they have for those products. Companies are trying to sell their leftover inventory that didn't sell from the beginning of winter and throughout winter. And those probably aren't profitable now because people aren't buying those now. That's why they're trying to get rid of them for a smaller price. But the key here is you can buy these on sale for steep discounts when it's the opposite season of when they sell. And then when that season does come around, you can have those on your storefront ready to sell for big amounts, because that's the thing about Amazon FBA. People pay more to get that prime shipping. They just do. They're not going to look and research a ton. They're going to go on Amazon. They like buying all the products on Amazon from the biggest store in the world. And then they're going to pay more. And the price is just going to drive up and up because more and more people are buying it. People are running out of stock. So the next person with the next lowest price is next up. That's how it works. And then just make sure you're tracking what you would change. Maybe you found a product that you thought would sell well, but in reality, once it got there, it wasn't selling as fast as you thought it would. You'll learn about certain niches of products that are hot at certain times and are cold on other times. Track all of this. Just keep a simple little notes in your thing, what works and what doesn't. And then once you figure out what does work, double down on that. Like for instance, maybe in personal care, you found that really the person with the buy box on items, like that's the person who sells and the other people don't. But video games, on the other hand, is a category where I often see the highest selling games. Like you will sell those even if you're not the lowest seller. You might be like 2 or 3 down on the listing. Like you might not have the cheapest one, but video games sell so much and are so popular that they're divvying up the inventory around the US. And if someone on the East Coast is trying to buy your inventory and that's where your inventory is at, they're not going to buy the cheapest one and wait that extra day. They're going to spend that extra couple of dollars to get it that overnight or even same day. Whereas that might not work for certain brands. Like Under Armour, it might not work that way. People might just be buying what's the cheapest. But like the buy box on video games isn't that reliable because they sell so much. Some people sell inventory within like 30 minutes. Like if it's something popular, like a Call of Duty, a Madden, a 2K, that'll sell instantly, especially if it just came out. And then again, another thing you can learn is seasonal sales. You know, Q4 is the best time of year to make money because companies are just getting rid of inventory. And that's when you want to take advantage of it. You want to buy products that are on sale then and then just sell them. You know, video games is a huge one. You can buy so many video games in Q4 because they're trying to put them on sale so people buy them for Christmas. But if you can take advantage of those Black Friday sales and then sell them for the people that are buying on Christmas when the price is up, that's how you make your profit. Just the little things like that. Like that's what I'm saying. Build a routine and learn from it. Don't just keep doing things without learning from your mistakes. That's how you go insane. Like Q4, once you get through your first Q4 on FBA, you learn so much. And then you want to write these things down and learn from it. The key to building the routine is building something that you can repeat and learning from your mistakes. Those are the 2 big things you can do here. Making your first 10K profit on Amazon is not that hard. It's just about building the system that leads to this 10K. Don't overcomplicate it. Stay consistent, follow the routine you build from this, and stack small wins. And just remember, most people quit before they even find out what works. And if you figure out what works, that's really the only people you're competing with, because most people give up. So if you're already ahead of them and can just find out how to make your first 1K, you're already on your way to make your first 10K. All right, guys, that is it. If you have any questions for FBA or just side hustles in general, leave those down below and I will try my best to make videos to help answer those questions. I try my best to explain what has worked for me and how I made my first 10K on Amazon FBA. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you guys in the next. Peace.